Hey guys, so like have you ever been like packing up to go camping or backpacking or whatever the case may be, and you was trying to decide, how many tanks you need, or you had one that was partly full and you knew that wouldn't be enough, so you was probably needed a full one or whatever the case may be. So I ran into that issue several times myself over the past numerous years, and for the most part, never ever use any more than a full tank, right? A lot of the issue, of course, you could end up with half a tank or a quarter of a tank or whatever the case may be, and that's not going to be enough. So of course then you're stuck having to take multiple tanks. Now when you're backpacking, of course, space is limited, and of course you're limited to how much weight you can carry. Now while one of these tanks don't weigh a whole lot, it adds up with all your other gear, that sort of thing. So of course the less you have to take, the better. So there, a couple of years ago, I came across this little tool. So a lot of times you assume everybody knows about this, but then I started thinking, well, I didn't know about it, so I said it was probably a good idea to do a little video and show you guys. We have this little valve here, and this little valve will allow you to transfer fuel from one tank to another tank. These valves are usually clearly marked in and out. So of course you would attach the in part to the fuel tank that you wanted to put the fuel into, and of course the out, where you want to draw the fuel out from, would go on the other end. So you would end up something like this if I were transferring from this one to this one. So setting up is pretty easy. Your receiving tank, you would need to cool it like in your freezer for roughly around 30 minutes or so, and the canister that you're taking the fuel from would need to be warmed up a little bit. Now in the manual that came with mine, it said that your receiving tank would go in the freezer for 30 minutes or so, and the tank that you're taking the fuel from would need to be warmed up, or at least room temperature. The manual did recommend putting it out the sun for 10 or 15 minutes or so. Now these tanks, of course, have a certain weight, but it's usually marked on them like this MSR. It's hopefully you can see that there. It shows the net weight and the gross weight. Of course, so if you subtract the net weight from the gross weight, you know how much fuel is in there. I believe that I said that right. And if you're doing it, like I can use a kitchen scale. I get a little kitchen scale that I use there for it. Or like this one, for instance, has a little indicator there that you can actually put the canister in some water. So depending on how or low it's in the water, give you some idea how much fuel is in the canister. So I'm not going to do a full demonstration here as such now, but usually just pull off these little caps on this one. I'll make sure that valve is off. You screw it on. Okay, you join, and then you would just turn the valve on and the fuel would transfer from this one to this one. So the main reason why I wanted to do this video, of course, was just to let you know about this tool, because I'm sure there are many other people out there like me, that ran into the same problems, and you got a bunch of, half empty tanks around or quarter empty tanks, and you don't want to be taking them with you because you know that it's not going to be enough, and you don't want to be taking multiple tanks, this sort of thing, right? So I'm not going to give the specific brand name of this one here, but if you jump on Amazon or like another outdoor store, maybe MSR or something like that, and you just look up Isobutane canister fuel transfer tool. If you search something like that, I'm sure you'll get this this tool to come up, or search on Google or whatever the case may be, right? Now I'm sure this is like the same for pretty well any product. Of course, you will run into some brand names that are like fairly expensive, but this one wasn't a lot. Do a little bit of searching, and you know, don't pick the first one you find, I guess that you could say, unless you know you want to pay for the higher end brand name price. That's up to yourself. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. That's all I want to do here, and hopefully you find this tool useful. If you liked the video, please like it, leave a comment below, and of course if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do. Really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.